threatening, and we are expecting rain this weekend. A clear victory for the Birchalls, with Reeves and Cluze in second, but Peach and Richardson back up their strong qualification with third position. Let's hear from our winners, the Birchalls.
Winning the Super Pole race here Sunday at Snetterton, Ben and Tom Birchall. Ben started fourth on the grid. That couldn't have really gone any better, could it?
No, not at all. I won't say we had problems in first qualifying, but we're just getting dialed in. You know, we've not been here for a few years, and just trying a few different things in the first qualifying, which left us fourth, albeit only 0.4 off pole. You know, it really is close, and having to use a standard engine, it sort of evened things up again, and it's just good for the championship as well, really. I think because it's all close together and makes for good racing. But the race today, we just got our heads down and pushed hard, and the work that we did last night sort of paid off, you know, and yeah, couldn't have gone any better at all.
Well, you've seen the highlights of the first Super Pole race here from Snetterton, and I'm joined here by Steve Webster. A great first race, and the Birchalls have got their first win on the board.
Yeah, you could see that they really, really meant it here, and bike seem to be working absolutely perfectly. They've obviously got a good setup here. Tim and Gregory, they were sort of like struggling a little bit with machine. I think the speed of the machine was down a little bit, so I've just been in the tent at the moment, and they're looking at different options, what they can do for tomorrow to try and correct the problems that they feel they've got.
Peach and Richardson obviously had their first podium as well, and they're looking to nip at the heels of Reeves and Cluze the next round. And then you've got this tiny little gap where you've got Schofield and Thomas and Pedder and Stedman. Yeah, it was nice to see Andy and Chaz there. For the first 6 laps of the race, they were virtually, you know, with the 2 world champions, let's say. So it's nice to see that the racing system they've got now, it's possible to for the lads to run with the world, with world championship runners. And obviously now the Birchalls are going to be clean favourites for tomorrow, starting on pole position.
Yeah, I think that was their the downfall at Pembrey, was the fact that they were too far down the grid really for the whole shot. So they're there now at the pointy end of the grid. They're going to be hopefully first into the corner. So it'll be interesting to see what work can be done from the Reeves camp, let's say, to try and overcome their problems of power of the machine to try and run with them. But yeah, it's looking for a good race tomorrow, for sure.
Well, we've heard from the expert. It's time to see what's going to happen in the next 2 races.
Steve Webster has predicted a great race, and I'm sure that's the way it's going to pan out. The battle lines are drawn already between the Birchalls and the Reeves and Cluze pairing, but Edwards and Wynne, Mark and Jamie had a fantastic Super Pole coming up from way down the order to qualify on row 3, so they're looking for a good day. Row 6, we've got Chaplow, Evanson, Hollands and Watson right the way down to row 10, the Drown and Swift, Shand and Kane pairings. All of these obviously are going to be keeping an eye on the weather as we head into races 2 and 3 here at round 2 of the championship. Right the way down to row 14 with the number 91 pairing of Larder and English there, Phil and Steve. So the battle lines are drawn as we look forward to 2 great races coming up here at Snetterton. We're heading off for a short break. Stay with us. Welcome back to Snetterton as we prepare for race 2 here on the round 2 of the championship. Pole position, it is Ben and Tom Birchall with that number 1 courtesy of being current world champions on the outfit. Tim Reeves, Gregory Cluze, as you would expect, very close behind in second, in front of Alan Schofield, Steve Thomas, following up their excellent performance at Pembrey at round 1. Mark Edwards, Jamie Wynne, the ones who really benefited from Super Pole there on the line in number 5. Roger Lovelock, Mark Howard, outfit number 49. You're not going to miss those in that green for sure. Andy Peach, Charlie Richardson, our onboard camera crew earlier, just in front of Ben Bygrave and Ryan Charlwood. You can see the sun is shining at the moment as Brian Pedder, Rod Stedman, number 75, get ready as well. Sun is shining, but there are some threatening clouds overhead, so all of the riders keeping one eye on weather conditions and hoping that they've got the tyre choices right. The majority of riders have chosen to go on slick tyres. We'll see how that pans out as the drivers and passengers now get ready for the start of the race. And here we go straight away as they head down the long centre straight into Riches for the first turn.
Oh, and there's a big moment there. The number 11 outfit of Simon Gilbert and Joel Allen, and of course Gordon and Darryl Pottinger number 4. And it looks like the number 4 Pottinger outfit, well, it's all over for them already.
Alan Schofield and Steve Thomas, our on-board team here, show how wide and fast this outfit is as we head down some of the fastest straights you will find in the UK here. Down the Revet Straight we go.
Great to see Alan Schofield and Steve Thomas getting in front of the Birchalls and Reeves and Cluze. This was not part of the plan for the Birchalls, and now they've got a fight on their hands as we see there Peter Richardson, number 16, ahead of Bygrave and Charlwood.
Alan Schofield, Steve Thomas, they really are the whole shot artists. Yet again, they're out there in the front and benefiting from, of course, having the tuned engines as well. Don't forget, the rules of the series this year allow the non-Grand Prix teams to tune their engines, whereas the Grand Prix boys have to rely on standard engines just to even things up. So the race already, we've seen plenty of track action, and as we say, it's dry at the moment. The sun is shining, but those clouds are looming over the top. Oil flag in the background as well, as you can see, so more for them to contend with. Awful lot going on, and we've only had a couple of laps of this race here today. Plenty of action going on, but at the front it is still Schofield and Thomas, but you just think it's only going to be a matter of time before the big boys come looming past. But on board, here we go. Look at the absolute speed, the impression you get down here. These outfits do fly. The Suzuki engine of Schofield and Thomas here absolutely tapped out down the straights. But second place at the moment, it is the Birchalls, and they are looming up in the background there. Of course, using their new Yamaha engine this year, the cross-plane crank R1 engine for the Birchalls.
Mark Edwards and Jamie Wynn have made the best start they could there. They're up in the top 4 of 5, the red and white number 5 outfit, so keep an eye on them. They're just ahead of Peter Richardson, but look at this battle now for the front, Roger. It's really hotting up.
Yeah, Reeves and Cluze are there looking very, very fast, and they're all starting to gather at the front.
Hot prospects there, Bygrave and Charlwood going through, Russells. They really are tipped for a podium in a few rounds' time, and they're right on the case of the top 6 at the moment.
But it is still Schofield and Thomas hanging in there. They made life very difficult at Pembrey at round 1 for the two big hitters, and they're doing just the same again at the moment. If Birchalls and Reeves and Cluze want to get past, they are going to have to fight their way through, certainly not getting everything their own way. The rest of the field having their own private battles right the way down through the order here. It is a wonderful circuit here at Snetterton, perfect for sidecar racing, and as we say, very, very high speed indeed.
Yeah, there's Lada and English just going through, and the Schofield and Thomas are still leading. They made some minor adjustments to the gearing of their machine moments before this race, and they fancied themselves to get on the podium, but, well, no one expected to see them ahead of Reeves and Cluze.
You heard Steve Webster say earlier that Reeves and Cluze were in the garage scratching their heads. They needed a bit more top-end speed, so they were working on the outfit. Well, let's see if it's going to do anything, but you can see straight away they are lacking. It is just that little bit of extra tuning that's making the difference. Standard engines on the number 77 and the number 1 outfits there. The Grand Prix riders, of course, had the first round of the World Championships as well at Le Mans. So that's already gone ahead, but look how close the action is here. There's going to be some carnage. There's going to be swapping of paintwork, I think, before the end of the day's racing here for sure.
There's Lovelock and Howard just on the inside looking, and there's Roger Body, of course, as well, going through. Great racing at the front. One of the big key points here as well is that Schofield and Thomas have actually ridden in World Championships before, so as much as their outfit is a little bit more tuned, it's not dramatically more tuned than the likes of the Birchalls that are just coming up side by side into the S's.
Birchalls, well, side by side, they're very nearly sideways as they came into that outfit there. The outfit snaking left and right under heavy, heavy braking. But look at that. In fact, the Birchalls now, they've got to look over their shoulder because Reeves and Cluze are all over the back of them like a bad suit. But at the front, Schofield and Thomas are benefiting from this scrap going on behind them, and they're already stretching away at the front. Well, this would really throw the cat amongst the pigeons if they could bring this home and bring a victory against the two big hitters. But a long way to go in this race. But already you can see it is starting to cloud over. Will this have an effect? We'll see. Tyre choice, we've already heard, very, very important here. The big battle between Yokohamas and Avon right the way through this series. And you can see straight away we have the Avon team of the Birchalls and the Yokohamas of Reeves and Cluze.
Yeah, number 26 just going through. That's Gordon Shand and Kenny Edwards. But you can see up above there, the clouds coming over. It's getting darker, isn't it, the circuit?
It is getting darker, and we're going to keep an eye on that, and I'm sure the riders are as well. But at the front, Schofield and Thomas head down. They are just hanging in there at the moment and keeping their lines nice and tight and using the power of that Suzuki engine to keep them at the head of the field.
It's starting to rain here, Roger. It's starting to rain. There was specks of rain on the camera there. Look at the circuit. It's getting darker. And all these guys are on slicks, remember?
It's rainy and it's windy as well. As you can see, the poor cameraman desperately trying to hang on to the camera at the moment, but things are getting very treacherous out there. It's pouring with rain at the moment. The wind is lashing the rain across as well. You can see how slick the circuit is, but there's a move coming at the front. It is the Birchalls having a look down the inside of Schofield and Thomas. Did they get through? We'll see, but look at the conditions. You can see it's getting very bad visibility as well, and these riders are out on slick tyres. Don't forget that. So the grip will be going away. They will have no grip whatsoever when they come into the braking points. Alan Schofield, Steve Thomas, you can see for yourself, they slow significantly at the moment, and they will be under very, very tricky conditions as they break into the turns. They're under the Snetterton Bridge, and it's getting very close, but Schofield and Thomas still there at the moment. But what do? Do they stay out there? Do they think of changing tyres? We wait and see, because at the moment it's treacherous conditions out there. It's like racing on marbles as the top three stretch away, you can see, but everybody wondering what is going on, and the clerk of the course at the moment, it's all in his hands. He decides what happens with the race. Coming up almost three abreast at the moment, you can see Schofield and Thomas just hogging the middle of the circuit, whereas and off the circuit already go Reeves and Cluze. They went onto the grass there, the 77 outfit onto the grass, and Birchall's just snuck through. Ah, the hands up, hands up. That means that the race has been temporarily stopped. The red flag is out. The clerk of the course has decided it's too dangerous. But let's go over to Steve down the line to find out exactly what's happening.
Well, as you can see, the race has been stopped, and for a good reason as well. The weather is absolutely disgusting out here. Wind, rain. Obviously, all the teams are out there on slick, so we'll be looking to the restart. But it was looking quite an exciting race there, Roger.
So it's been decided this will be a two-part race, with the riders taking to the line in the positions that they finished the first part. And after a short gap, we get ready to take part in this second part of the race here, and the sun has come out again, so the riders now having to choose which tyres they're going to go to the line on. They're at the line in the positions that they finished that first part of the race, and we'll continue with a shortened race now, which will be a sprint and will be all action. Number one taken to the line there, the Birchalls, but Reeves and Cluze. Number 8 lining up as well there. The outfit's ready to go. The number 8 is Phil Bell, Ashley Hawes. As we say, this is complicated now, the two-part race, starting in the order that they finished the first one, and then it is just a sprint to the line to see who's going to take victory in this race, the first race of the day. Sun shining yet again. The weather conditions all over the place today. A really exciting first part of the race. I'm sure the second one's going to be just exactly the same. We're looking for the lights to change, and the riders head off one more time to try and complete this race, and we head into the first turn. Riches, no drama this time as they all get round cleanly and head off back down to the long straight down the right-hander there at Seat corner down to the Revet straight. Here we go. Alan Schofield, Steve Thomas are on Broad Crew again, but unusually they haven't got to the front this time. And you can see down the inside there, it is the Birchalls with that blazing number 1 on the outfit there under the Snetterton Bridge as they come into the S's. A lot cleaner start this time, Steve.
Yeah, well, Schofield and Thomas did get the whole shot again. It just looked like they got a bit battered and bruised coming out of Sears, and that just lost them. You can see the mark on the front of their outfit, actually, but they got a bit battered and bruised, and that's left them with really no drive down the back straight, and now they're back down in third. They must be gutted that it's come to this.
No tactics needed in this one. It is just a sprint to the line as fast as everybody can possibly go. So flat out the whole way round. And at the front, it is Reeves and Cluze at the moment. They're on their Honda-powered outfit. Don't forget, they've changed to Hondas this year. Just in front of the Birchalls, Ben and Tom there.
Bell and Hawes are having an absolutely fantastic race. The number 8 outfit is well worth keeping an eye. There's Edwards and Wind, and Peach and Richardson all over the place. Bygrave and Charlwood there going through Ritchie's as well. So a little bit further behind this battle at the front. We're on board with Schofield again. It is hotting up for 4th, 5th and 6th.
Fantastic on-camera action we get as